As I preside over Under the Oaks for the 11th time, for the first time, we have no piano processional, no ringing of the bell, no procession of graduates and 50-year graduates with the Newcomb College gonfalon, no daisy chain, no academic regalia, no Newcomb cookies, and no celebrants gathered eager to mark the joyous accomplishments of their loved ones. We mourn all that we've lost in this sad and terrifying time. I'm sad that I'm unable to shake your hand, to watch you beam with pride as you stride across the stage, to meet your parents, to pose for selfies, to give you a hug, say how much you all meant to me and how much I admire what you have accomplished, how grateful I am to know you, and how excited I am to watch all that you will do and become. For the 50-year graduates, I'm sad that your age puts you at risk and leaves you unsure when you can get together with grandchildren or travel again. But especially, I'm sad that you've missed the opportunity to mark this important milestone. Remember your time at Newcomb, reconnect with your classmates, and joyfully celebrate the next generation of Newcomb graduates. Award ceremonies are times to implore graduates to charge forward and conquer the world. Only 2 years ago, soccer legend Abby Wambach urged Barnard graduates to be the wolf, make failure your fuel, lead from the bench, champion each other, and demand the ball. All good advice. As our global economy moves toward depression and we head towards a second spike of infections, watch with horror as death disproportionately strikes people of color, the immunosuppressed, those in close quarters in packing plants, nursing homes, immigrant detention facilities, prisons, and jails. Such optimistic advice seems both callous and irrelevant. It would be immodest to think that I might somehow offer you hope or advice for the future. Like you, I'm at times overwhelmed with sadness and despair. Many more articulate than I have analyzed what this pandemic reveals about the fault lines of our society, how we organize our economy, how we succeed and fail to care for each other and the most vulnerable among us. I humbly offer the insight that comes from reaffirming and applying our core Newcomb values. While painful, we need not fear or avoid sadness, as it teaches us about what we value. So if sadness can tell us what we most hold dear, let me begin by saying a heartfelt thanks to all the staff at the Newcomb Institute who helped the graduates on their journey over the last 4 years. They will not be able to hear our applause, but I want to begin by saying how much I miss seeing you every day, watching you do the valuable work we do together with conviction, determination, creativity, and grace, and watching you evolve, grow, and innovate as we make our mission relevant to the 21st century. I could not let this occasion pass, even virtually, without saying thank you. At this point in the ceremony, I would normally introduce the members of the platform party, the awardees who, like our graduates and 50-year graduates, have been deprived of the opportunity for a special moment of well-deserved recognition, but also other university leaders. Even though they are neither here with me where I am sheltering in place in Florida, nor with me on the platform, rather than recognize them as individuals, I would like to express how grateful I am for institutions of higher education and research universities in particular, and all the people who dedicate their lives to making them run smoothly and efficiently, from the trustees who govern them, to the donors who make their continuation possible, to the cleaners who make it possible to work safely, and all the administrators who perform essential but unglamorous tasks. This pandemic has proven incontrovertibly that we are interdependent. We will only be safe if we act collectively, whether it is developing treatments and vaccines, designing and engineering new ventilators or ways to sterilize and reuse personal protective equipment, or developing global supply chains for testing. The virus does not respect the boundaries we draw for governance. Visitors who fly in to enjoy our food and music, on whom our economy depends, put us at risk, and we them. Those who care for children or the elderly, stock groceries, clean, harvest food, pack meat, risk their lives just as frontline medical workers do. Prisoners are at risk from guards and vice versa, as their families and the rural communities who now fear them. We are all unavoidably in this together. One strand of our politics would have us believe that collectivities can't work, or certain types of collective organizations are better than others. Businesses, say, rather than government. States, rather than regions or the federal government. Nations, rather than international organizations. That we should operate according to survival of the fittest, literally every man for himself, and leave everyone else behind. We in universities know that individuals acting alone do not make discoveries or produce knowledge. Rather, science requires vast and complex systems of testing and verification to produce new knowledge cooperatively. Universities bring people together to cross disciplines, however imperfectly, and to pool knowledge and solve collective action problems. I am so proud to be part of an institution founded to help find a cure for yellow fever so that New Orleans could be habitable and grow, which has researchers who understand how to sequence a virus's DNA, study how pathogens move from animals to humans, rigorously develop new ways to test for antibodies and manufacture the necessary items to do so, sound the alarm about racial disparities and the failures of our healthcare system, and facilitate community responses. Tulane created the H. Sophie Newcomb Memorial College Institute after Hurricane Katrina to expand Newcomb to serve all undergraduate women. Last year, we refreshed our mission with a little assistance from Betsy DeVos. The Newcomb Institute advocates for a gender equitable university to create a gender equitable world. Newcomb is the interdisciplinary academic center that carries forward Newcomb College's legacy of women's education. We shape the future by preparing students for leadership in a gendered world. We are the gender conscience of the university. We ensure that women, gender, and feminism are fully and fairly represented in all aspects of the university's mission. First, we build ambition by connecting students with faculty, alumni, donors, and women leaders, giving them exemplars who inspire, such as Jane Goodall. We overcome obstacles, attacking the most intractable gender problems of our time, such as sexual assault and mass incarceration. Third, we empower women by enabling undergraduates to conduct research, for example, on reproductive rights and sexual health. Fourth, we produce, document, preserve, and share knowledge about women, gender, and feminism in the Gulf South by, for example, digitizing New Orleans' second-wave feminist newspaper, Distaff, thereby disrupting misperceptions that women mobilize for equality only in California or New York. Fifth, we honor the memory of H. Sophie Newcomb and continue the legacy of Newcomb College by mobilizing the 30,000 graduates of Newcomb College and others who support gender equity to support undergraduates as mentors, town moms, and by offering internships. Sixth, we educate leaders by fostering intellectual and activist community through our more than 26 student groups, ranging from the Society of Women Engineers to Tulane University Ladies a cappella group. We fully embrace the idea behind the research university, that a unique and possibly better form of learning occurs when scholars and active researchers teach, and when they bring students in to conduct research together. We also believe that those at the forefront of knowledge have special obligations to help solve our most pressing social problems, and that we must inspire our students to serve by our example. Viruses may not be gendered, but pandemics reveal much about how gender structures who is safe and who suffers most. Women, and particularly women of color, disproportionately make up what economists call the reserve labor pool. As they lose their jobs and their employer-based health care, they have no safety net. No parent thrust into homeschooling, let alone the rest of us, can now question the value and expertise of teachers and daycare workers, especially special ed teachers. One of our staff members with a toddler described her daycare provider as a nap genie, as she lacked the skill to get her child to do at home what he routinely did every day at daycare, take a nap. It's not enough to clap and call them heroes. Nurses, first responders, and other healthcare providers deserve safe working conditions and fair remuneration. And those who care for our elderly, pack our meat, and serve their time in prison must have healthcare and be safe, or none of us are safe. An African proverb says, if you want to go quickly, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. We have a long way to go to be safe and to create a gender equitable world. While I'm sad over what we've lost, I'm proud of what we have found learning together over these last 4 years. We have done our best to prepare our graduates to harness the power of working together to produce a more gender equitable world. As Jack Kornfield advises, we must steady our hearts and contribute as our gifts allow. Congratulations.